My best friend was a 30-year-old doctor who died from the coronavirus. And she got the virus when she was helping patients, working with patients in the hospital who had COVID. And before she died, she told me that she had no regrets that she worked in the hospital with patients that had COVID. And she told me the reason why she had no regrets is before she started to work in the hospital with patients who had COVID, she prayed to God that God would give her the opportunity to save lives. And she told me that her prayer was answered because she saved many, many lives. And when I began to think about the fact that she wasn't going to be here anymore, that she was gone forever, and it should never have happened. And I thought about all of the other people who died from COVID, from the coronavirus, who did not have to die, who should not have died. They should not have died. And I felt pain. I felt pain. I felt pain. And I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried and cried. And I cried myself to sleep and had a dream. I had a dream that we never had a pandemic here in America. We never had it. And my friend, this doctor, this wonderful person, did not die. She did not die. And all of these other people who did not deserve to die did not die. We never had a pandemic. And the reason why we did not have a pandemic is because in the very beginning, going back to the year 2016, we had a great, tremendous leader in America, and the leader did something. The leader united all the people after he became the president. The leader did not care if you were black. The leader did not care if you were yellow, if you were brown, if you were white. He didn't care if you were a Republican. He didn't care if you were a Democrat or an independent. He didn't care about that. The leader united all the people in the beginning. And the leader always told everyone the truth. The leader believed in honesty and transparency. In the dream that I had, the leader listened to all the experts, the scientists, the doctors, the medical practitioners. He listened to all of them, and he knew that they were telling him the truth. He knew that this virus, this disease, this terrible thing, if not neutralized, if not stopped, could become a terrible pandemic. He knew that it was not fake news. He knew that it was not a hoax. And he also knew this because all of the doctors, the medical experts from all over the world, everywhere, they said that this disease, this terrible thing, this virus, this ugly thing, was airborne. You could get it by airborne transmission. And the way to stop it and defeat it and to neutralize it was to wear a mask and social distance. And so the leader knew that this was the truth. So in the dream that I had, the leader initiated immediately the Defense Production Act. Initiated immediately. Billions and billions of masks were made immediately. Ordered the production of all the supplies that the doctors and medical workers would need. Did everything possible to stop this thing from becoming a pandemic. He wanted to stop people from dying immediately. He wanted to stop it. He wanted to stop it from spreading. And so all of the American people listened. And the reason why they listened, this is what happened in the dream. This is what happened in the dream. The reason why they listened is because the leader never lied to people. He always told them the truth. And he united everyone. He told them the truth all the time after he became the president. He was always wearing a mask. And so the people did it. They wore the mask. They social distanced. Because the leader had great credibility and he cared about everyone. And so they listened to him. And we stopped this thing from becoming a terrible pandemic. We stopped it. The leader told the American people all the time. He always wore a mask all the time. He told the American people that they could not have personal freedom if they're dead. And he wanted to protect the personal freedom of everyone. Every person was important. He wanted to protect their personal freedom. So he always wore a mask constantly. And everyone else, he told them, you must wear a mask. Please wear a mask. And they followed. They did it. They wore masks. And lives were saved because he said, you can't have personal freedom if you're dead. And the leader believed that all human life was a gift from God. All human life was a gift from God. The leader, from the very beginning after becoming the leader of this country, began to have rallies. And the rallies that the leader had were rallies. The message was always a message of unity, of always uniting all the people, message of love, of compassion. And people from all political parties came to the great leader's rallies. But when the pandemic was here, the leader stopped the rallies immediately. And he told the people that every single life was precious. They were gifts from God. And so the leader said, under absolutely no circumstances will I have these rallies. And so the American people respected. They loved the leader. The leader who was always wearing a mask. The leader always told people, morning, day, and night, was always giving a message of unity, always wearing a mask, was determined to stop this thing from becoming a pandemic, and he was successful. In this dream, we defied the odds here in America. The statisticians and all the experts projected all kinds of deaths, but the leader defeated the virus. We defeated it. We stopped it from becoming a pandemic. The businesses stayed open. They never closed down, ever. We didn't have any lockdowns. Because with the contact tracing and the tremendous determination, the leader stopped this from ever becoming a pandemic. And one of the most inspiring things that happened in the dream was because the leader believed in human life so strongly, because the leader believed it was a gift from God, because the leader did not want people to die, because the leader wore a mask every single time he talked to the people. Every single time. Because he was so intent on saving human lives, of uniting everyone, of telling them the truth. The leader never lied to the American people. He always told them the truth. And this is what happened in the dream. And this was tremendous. I would turn on the television. I would see different countries, their national news. And there the leader here in America was on their news. It would be in Asia, it would be in Africa, it would be in the Philippines, it would be everywhere. Because the leader was such an inspiration to save lives, that he was heard all through the world. This is the kind of leader we had here. This was the kind of leader. This is what happened in the dream. I woke up. This was a dream. This did not happen. My friend's dead. She's dead. I feel pain. We had no leader. Many people died. Many people died because the false leader lied. The false leader lied. And the nation cried. Because the false leader lied. And many people died. They died because the false leader lied.